Hi, and welcome to Karma Spiritus. I'm a healer, psychic, medium, and tarot reader. Not in the traditional way. I read the cards from their energies and what's been chosen for you at this time. My readings aren't time specific, so you may find something in the messages for now, for the future, or maybe it's just something that you need to hear to support you with your life's journey. Always remember that time and energy is fluid and can change according to the path that you take. And most importantly, remember you always have free will. Please accept these readings with love and light. And now that said, let's get on with your reading. Cancer. I faintly remember some of the last reading, and I feel that it's for a chosen few out there, but I think this is chapter 2 of the last reading. There appears to be some sort of separation that's happened, and it's left you with an element of disappointment, a depletion, heartache, and really feeling as though this just wasn't the right thing for you. And I think in hindsight, if you look back and be honest with yourself, you'll realize that you knew this all along because it came up in the reading, the last reading. You've been through a situation with somebody, whether it be a workplace or a person. I feel this is definitely a person though, because the last reading I remember, there was a lot going on, a lot of fast and hard fun, this wild sort of relationship, maybe just for a chosen few, as I say. And it was going to extremes. You were becoming quite reckless in your own way, in terms of not thinking about tomorrow, not thinking about your finances, not thinking about going back to work, going back to the country that you were in, that you live in, sorry. But, let's have a look at the cards. So we've got the Three of Swords, upright. We've got the Four of Cups upright, the World upright, and then 2 cards came out here, and I just couldn't put any back. So we've got the Nine of Cups reverse and the High Priestess reverse, and they flipped out so strongly. And that's from the Gilded Tarot. And from the Wisdom of Oracle, we've got Fork in the Road and Yang. And we've got from the Atlantis Oracle cards, Source, Akashic Record Light Activation. So, Cancer, there's something that you felt was good at the time. You enjoyed it. You had a wonderful, wonderful experience with this person. And now I feel it's just come crashing down. You absolutely feel depleted. This situation, I don't think you were using your intuition right. I don't think you wanted to. I don't think you wanted to listen, to reason, to understanding, to balance yourself, just to common sense. That something that was so fast and so wild and reckless, it just wouldn't last. It is something that definitely wouldn't last. And I mean, if you didn't want it to last, that's absolutely fine. If you wanted just a quick fix and some real life fun, some hot intimacy, then that's fine. But I think it sort of left you disappointed. As I said last time, Cancerians are absolutely divine people, but they do go to extremes. And possibly think about the consequences afterwards, because the emotion of the time, they can get absolutely carried away with it, and water signs in general. just get carried away with all the emotions and the love and the ecstasy and everything else that goes with it. And that's fine for a moment, but unfortunately there's these other moments where you now have to think about everything you did, all the consequences to your actions, and how it's left you feeling. I think you did have a candle burning for this person, for this situation. I feel that you did think, because it was just absolutely the best thing that had ever happened to you for that moment, that it was going to last. And who doesn't want that sort of energy to last? Of course they do. But we can't ride hard and fast all the time. We can't. We have to go back to work. We have to go back to our original places where we live. I feel that this was a holiday romance, or somebody who's of a different culture, different ethnicity, just a different background altogether. I feel some of you, maybe this was a first encounter of a gay relationship. Maybe this was something that you wanted to try and see how you felt about it. And for the time, it was absolutely wonderful. I felt the energy of the last reading was tremendous. Honestly, I could hardly speak. I get quite tongue-tied when I can feel all the energy, and all my words get mixed up and things like that. And I could really, really feel that in the last reading. This one, I can also feel it, and I feel that you've literally want to just run and hide. Cancerians do that. It's, you know, I don't like to generalize, but they do. Once things have come crashing down or things aren't right for them, they just run and hide and go into their shell. But I think the most upsetting thing for you is that, one of the most upsetting things for you is that you didn't trust yourself. You didn't trust that inner knowing. You didn't trust your intuition. Cancerians are very intuitive. So why did you think that going against it would change the outcome? That's how I feel. That's what Spirit's telling me, is that you almost went into this fairy tale of a romance. In a deep way, though. In a really, really deep way. You rode on that wave, and you continued and continued until there was nothing left. Your resources were gone. You're empty. You're dry. So depleted. Your finances, your sense of being. You lost yourself in this whole thing. And I think I said in the last reading that this person is not going to, and didn't, respect you for it. And some of you out there are still thinking of continuing this situation. But as the card says, you've come to a fork in the road and you're not sure what to do, even though this relationship, unfortunately, Cancer, is on its last legs, if it's still existing. And it's in existence, but it's not real. It's not a real, genuine, sincere, pure, loving relationship. I do think this is a relationship. And if you're not careful, you're going to go into that depths of deep introspection that's not the best way for you to be right now. I think you need to jump back on it. Otherwise, you're going to go deep into a situation where you may not be able to release yourself from it. You're thinking about all the good times, but the good times were not as real as you think. They were not the reality. The reality of the situation is now. The consequences, if you remember in the last reading, I said the consequences will be dire. You've got to stop. You've got to think about this. And now, unfortunately, Cancer, you're here. And you actually, some of you are thinking of continuing this. Where's your self-worth? You have to love yourself more than this situation, more than the circumstances you've put yourself in. You got to love yourself more than the highs, the unrealistic highs that this relationship can give you. Because now you're at the point of the realistic lows. And they don't feel good. Cancerians, you're such sensitive souls. And you feel everything so, so deeply. I've seen Cancerians when they're feeling down. It's like their face, their whole being contorts to the depth of how they're feeling. Their facial features change. Their whole demeanour goes right down. You can see it straight away. You've got your heart on your sleeve, and this is what you do. Bless your hearts. You really do need to pick yourself up very, very quickly from this one, Cancer, because it would bring you down. It will bring you down. And the thing is, I think you've done this before. The last reading I was saying that Cancerians just give their all, everything, the last piece of energy, time, love, resources, money, everything. They give it all. And that is right for the right, maybe that's right for the right person. For a good person. But I could see and feel that this person was just there for the ride. They were there for the time to enjoy all the gratification that they could get. And you were feeling that self-gratification too. And it's okay. But it's the consequences I really wanted in the last reading for you to think about. So you didn't have this dramatic drop after such highs. And now you're here. And I don't know what to tell you. Apart from use that tough exterior of your shell, because you can be tough cookies as well, to build yourself back up. But do it quickly, Cancer. Don't wait. Don't go too deep into those feelings and those thoughts. The same energy that you had when you were on this roller coaster of relationship is the same energy you need to pick yourself back up. Don't think about continuing this situation, please. This is not right for you. You're going to lose everything. You probably feel like you've lost everything. But stay on top of your world. Go to work. Go back to your place of home. Pick up your belongings. Whatever you've left behind, pick it all up. Make the parts of this jigsaw that you have fit. Pick up all those pieces and present yourself with a wonderful picture and carry it out. Actions. You need to fire off with some actions now. Get up, pick yourself up and do it. This is no time to be sitting back. There's too many disappointments to think about, and you don't need to continue thinking about those. They're already gone. You've done them, you've lived them, it was fun, and now it's not. It's not great, but it can be. Love yourself first, Cancer. Think about you now. And that doesn't mean that the good people around you, you get really narky and horrible with them and sharp with them. Because I know Cancerians love them to pieces. They can be very, very sharp in what they say. Cut. Very cutting. But sometimes, because you've been let down by the wrong people, you've chosen the wrong people to be around, you haven't listened to your intuition, you've depleted all your energy, all your time, all your thoughts, everything on that one individual. Everybody gets it. So everyone's in the firing line. You've got to balance this out, Yang. You've got to balance this out. And return to source, your source energy. Go within, but in a positive way, to bring your world right back out to where it needs to be. And Cancer, you're not alone. Everybody's been through this. Probably a lot of people have been through this, loads and loads of times. They're still going through it. They're in the same cycle as you. And although this may be just for a few people out there, there may be messages within this that you can take with you as well. Not to give your all to the wrong people. Cancer, you make too many sacrifices sometimes. Too many sacrifices. Put yourself out. Do so many things for so many people. And then you're depleted and then you get pissed off with everybody. Strike a balance. There needs to be balance in this. When you feel yourself being depleted, even by what people are saying to you, pull back. Find your ways that you can just, look at the time. I'm really, really busy. I must go. Take care. I'll speak to you soon. And that person, I would really consider not picking up the phone to them for a little while. Give yourself some space. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some respect. Allow yourself to pull back up. Get back up. Get back on top of your world. Do what you need to do for you. And it doesn't mean that that person is a really bad person. It just means that you made the wrong choices. And you were not listening to how you truly felt about what was going on. We have to take responsibility for our actions as well. It's not just the other person. The other person, they don't really know your circumstances, especially if you met them in another country or, they're not used to your world. We've got to take responsibility for our actions. And Cancer, if your actions were not valid or not right for you, then you need to turn that around now. And stop doing that. Spend time with those right people. The people that will pick you up and understand you really well. And support you. You need support as well. Don't be scared to ask for support, Cancer. Don't always be that knight in shining armour for everybody else. There are people out there that love you to pieces. I love Cancerians. I really, really do. And I understand you really well. Now you need to understand yourself. Put yourself first and keep those good, valid people around you that care about you and won't exploit who you are. All right, Cancer? All right, that's your reading. You may take away something that will be part of your life's journey, maybe for this week, maybe for this time, who knows. But I hope that you take heed of this and please love yourself. All right, Cancer? Please remember, be true. To thyself, be true. Ciao for now.